Good morning. Welcome to Daily News Analysis by Tathastu ICS. Good morning, Dipesh. Good morning. Let me see. Okay. Good morning, Sandesh. Good morning, Sanskriti. A warm welcome to everybody. So today we are going to see certain topics that reflected in our newspaper for the date 20th July 2026. We are just going to see where it will be appearing. ठीक है? चलिए आज का हम देख लेते हैं. पहले चीज मेच्योर अप्रोच. So यहाँ पर this article, this editorial is basically talking about, okay? So this editorial is basically talking about like how India's approach. Okay, good morning Seema. Good morning. Sorry, Samina. Sorry, good morning. Good morning Prachi. चलिए, so this editorial is basically talking about certain things where India have did a very good job when it comes to the UK free trade agreement, right? So it is comparing our earlier agreements and the matured agreements right now. India have been approached. Okay. Good morning Ganesh. Good morning Samina. Good morning Arvind. Good morning Shanu and good morning Hadia. Okay. Okay. Nice. Chaliye. So this editorial we are going to talk about in the like economical terms, especially GS3, क्योंकि हमारी economic cooperation or else the free trade agreements, they all will be collectively seen in two perspectives. One is international relations, जैसे कि हम एक मतलब दो और उसके ऊपर जो भी कंट्रीज हैं उसके साथ हम कैसे हमारे रिलेशंस को इम्प्रूव कर रहे हैं, और दूसरी चीज अबाउट द GS3 पेपर इकोनॉमिक. ठीक है, these are the things. Okay, so this will be reflecting in our GS3 पेपर. ऐसे पेपर्स में हम हमेशा लिख सकते हैं, और इसके अलावा we can go for the examples that is been reflecting in GS3 papers. ठीक है, चलिए. Then the second one is about missing jobs. So this here we are talking about how right now we are despite having a in number of like youth population, okay, positive population, but still we are facing a challenge of what? This unemployment. ठीक है, so this missing jobs is about comparison between, okay, sorry, comparison about how Indian employment is going on. ठीक है, and unemployment कितना बढ़ चुका है, हम वो वाली चीज हम देखने वाले हैं. ठीक है, so this will be again impact in a GS3 पेपर. GS1 पेपर में भी हम यूज कर सकते हैं क्योंकि it is all about youths. okay, सोसाइटी में कैसा कैसा चल रहा है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, पॉवर्टी, ये सब कुछ आपको GS3 में भी यूज आ जाएगा और GS1 में भी यूज आ जाएगा. ठीक है, क्लियर टिल नाउ. चलिए, so the third one is about spreading wings. So spreading wings is nothing about the Vikram 1 sat like launch vehicle. ठीक है, so अभी हमारी अभी तक, ठीक है, the ISRO was the only person who is authorized to launch rockets right from India, but अभी private companies also started to step into this aerospace technology. So that we are going to see. So what is Vikram 1 and why it is significant for us, and the challenges and the benefits that we are going to see today. ठीक है, so again GS3 science and tech है, याद रख लेना. Then the fourth one is about the Vande Mataram, where recently, okay, in the first monsoon session of 2026-27, okay, so where we have got the like Vande Mataram का नेशनल सॉन्ग वंदे मातरम को हम कैसे इसको लाइक प्रोग्रेसिवली लेके जाना है और इसको कैसे हम हॉनर कर सकते हैं, ये सब कुछ हम देखने वाले हैं. ठीक है, क्लियर टिल नाउ, इज देयर इज एनी डाउट? सो ये GS2 में आपको काम आ जाएगा. ठीक है, फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज के बारे में, और इसके अलावा हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू विक्रम 1 द मिशन आगमन ऑफ स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी. यस शानू, ठीक है, चलिए अभी तक क्लियर है, कोई डाउट तो नहीं है? शुरू कर लेते हैं. मैच्योरिंग अप्रोच. सो हियर, okay, the maturing approach here they are talking about the UK's India UK comprehensive economic trade agreement. ठीक है, so this we have read it 2-3 times, right? Along with that we would be able to see certain positives about it. ठीक है, first thing, there is a comparison as I have told you earlier. FTAs or all other free trade agreements, it was like kind of like 2009 के बाद जो भी एशियन के साथ हमने किया था, okay, there was a small drawback where हमारी इंडिया का, okay, focus on the English, okay, I'm trying but मेरी इंग्लिश है ना थोड़ा सा स्ट्रक होते जा रहे हैं. लेट मी ट्राई इन इंग्लिश. ठीक है, चलिए. सो एशियन के साथ हमने फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट्स किया था, लेकिन वहां पर क्या इशू है, द मेजर इशू that arise there is like we didn't secure any sensitive sectors of Indian economy and Indian market, right? So India have given its huge number of market to the Asian, for we have wide open our market for the Asian imports and everything, but there was a major issue that we got is, first thing is about what, the current account deficit. Okay, so where we were importing so much of things, okay, and now also exports are very minimal, but comparative to like that period, okay, now exports are better. Okay, so in this case if you see, our current account deficit widened because of imports were too much, okay, and also hamari exports were very minimal because of many standard regulations, okay, and also the export rigidity in India. All these things were the one of a reason why we got this current account deficit, right? So now, but this editorial is approaching that, okay, appreciating that India have moved towards a matured approach, where with UK we have gone for a FTA, okay, which is comprehensive which was हमारी comprehensive economic trade agreement. Almost all the Indian goods will be having like zero duty. There is no export cost, मतलब there is no tariff on Indian goods. ठीक है, ये clear है. And the same vice versa we have given like 90% of the UK's, okay, UK's products will not be having any tariffs in India, okay. Asia, ठीक है, चलिए. सो शानू एक बार चेक कर लेना बेटा, ठीक है. सो FTA, चलिए. सो यहाँ पर ये पॉजिटिव्स हैं, ऑलमोस्ट लाइक वी आर गिवन, वी आर इंटरचेंजिंग द मार्केट्स, okay, we are giving the markets. One benefit here is about we have secured certain sensitive sectors like labor intensive markets, dairy market, okay, all these things, hamari rice and everything have been like those sensitive sectors have been protected, right? So this is one of a better approach, where they have like they have compared with New Zealand's free trade agreement also, जहाँ पर हमारी dairy sector भी it have been protected, right? यहाँ पर न्यूजीलैंड में बहुत बड़ा डेयरी मार्केट है, ठीक है. अगर इफ वी स्टार्टेड टू लाइक इम्पोर्ट डेयरी थिंग्स एंड एवरीथिंग, हमारे यहाँ पर कोऑपरेटिव्स लाइक अमूल एंड अदर बेसिक डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स एंड ऑल्सो डेयरी मार्केट विल बी अफेक्टिंग so much, ठीक है. So that is what the major thing that we are talking about here. So the matured approach is about first thing like securing sensitive markets, sensitive sectors, and also putting the national interest first, okay. So where we are talking about putting the national interest first, it is about like we are moving towards, okay. Good morning Sonam, okay. So here we are moving towards what, the national interest. So thinking about like importing anything from UK, it should not be affecting Indian market, and also it should be giving a quality products as well, okay. Clear till now? I have many doubts. Please write down them, Sonam. If it is related to this article, we will discuss here. If it is not that, we will discuss later on to the like. Am I audible? Okay, we will discuss it bit later. Chaliye, ठीक है. So this was the basic thing that they have discussed here, okay. So what all the other things that we are going to see in this article is about, okay, the challenges that we are going to face, okay, and also there are certain things India has to focus. What are all the things that India has to focus here is about hamari MSMEs. So major of the exports and the labor intensified works like jewelry, leather, okay. So all these things are, okay, all these things are like they are very small and fragmented. They will be working under MSMEs only majorly, okay. So what we have to do is we have to strengthen the MSMEs first, so that our exports will be growing and we will be giving out there, okay. पहली चीज ये है, हम we have to strengthen MSMEs. ठीक है। और सेकेंड चीज हमारी ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिटिव एमएसएमईज को अगेन वी हैव टू गिव इट फॉर द ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस, ओके, द प्राइस and the quality and the standards, okay, all these have to witness with the global competitiveness, and also the export varieties, okay, should be increased, okay, we should not stick to like very minimal products that is being exported, no, it is not like that, okay, we have to majorly give out to many other things, okay. So these are major things that we have to do, and we keeping this in mind, okay, this matured approach, we have to further work upon other FTAs and also a comprehensive economic partnership also, we have to keep that in mind. And one more thing that we have to do is majorly we have to compile with our regulatory things, okay. If you see UK's the major thing where we focused as a challenge when we are trying to like compile with this trade agreement, what was it? It is about this quality standards, right? The carbon emitted or the carbon emitting products will be having no coverage for this free trade agreement, right? So these are the things that we have to focus. So compliance to the regulatory methods, and also we have to compile with all other quality standards that has been stated by other countries, okay. So the same kind of thing India also should bring into its market, okay. So जहाँ पर देखो कहीं और, okay, the origin प्रोडक्ट ऑरिजिन हमें चेक करना पड़ेगा, और इसके अलावा इसका स्टैंडर्ड्स, ओके, एंड द क्वालिटी, क्योंकि वी नो the product, the company, if any of the food FMGC company that is selling its product in UK and India, the quality will be much more, ma'am you should अयो नहीं, I'll learn हिंदी, ठीक है, for my survival, second part of your statement बाद में देख लेंगे, ठीक है, अभी इसका जरूरत नहीं, ठीक है, चलिए, that is not important, listen to the class right now, ठीक है. So कमिंग बैक टू द टॉपिक, ठीक है, अभी यहाँ पर क्या करना है, सेम रेगुलेटरीज एंड ऑल्सो थिंग्स हैव टू बी ब्रिंग इट बाय इंडिया ऑल्सो. यहाँ कहाँ से हम शुरू कर सकते हैं, वी हैव टू स्टार्ट इट फ्रॉम इंटरनल रेगुलेटरी frameworks, ठीक है. So if we are producing a quality standard products, okay, then we can set all those quality and the standard regularization for other countries to come in for their imports, right? So this is what the thing that we have to focus here. Chaliye, okay, and what else is needed here? And one more thing what we have to do is like hamari wo nature of products that has to be like, not only the varieties have to be expanded, we have to make sure we are going for high standard products, which is, it is not only about the cost or something, it has to be luxury products also India should start producing it, okay. So this is about the things that we have to focus. So the challenge that we are going to face when we are taking imports from UK, वहां पर क्या हो जाएगा, again coming back to the current account deficit. What is the full form? MSME. MSME is like micro, small and medium sectors, okay. So that is MSMEs. And also FMGC is like fast moving consumer goods, हमारे डेली बेसिस में हम यूज करते हैं ना सोनम, जैसे कि सोप होगा, ठीक है, पेस्ट होगा, ओके, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर लाइक FMGC, फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड्स, ठीक है, क्लियर. चलिए, so again coming back to the challenges, we are going to talk about the current account deficit. So यहाँ पर करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट दोबारा बार कैसे होंगे, यू कैन आस्क मी लाइक कि मैम हमने तो वो पूरा प्रोटेक्ट कर लिया था हमारे सेंसिटिव सेक्टर्स को, और इसके अलावा हम एक्सपोर्ट भी कर रहे हैं, फिर कैसे हमारे करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट आएंगे. सो यहाँ पर हमें कोशिश करना है समझने के लिए, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, हमारे नेचर ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट्स. इफ यू सी द ज्वेलरीज, द जेम्स, ओके, द लेदर प्रोडक्ट्स एंड ऑल्सो मेनी अदर प्रोडक्ट्स, ओके सर. So these are the things that we are exporting where जहाँ पर minimal output cost हमें ले सकते हैं, ठीक है. But comparing to UK's exports, the technical, the mechanism, okay, all these things are the major thing that they are exporting. So वहां पर क्या हो जाएगा, मेजरली ऑटोमोबाइल्स वगैरह, ठीक है, जैसे कि एमजी है, एमजी का वो ऑटोमोबाइल है, सब कुछ है. So these are the foreign companies that they're coming and selling the, yes, micro, small and medium enterprises, right? ठीक है. So these are the things that we have to focus. जहाँ पर luxury products वहाँ पर यहाँ पर वहाँ से यहाँ पर जाएंगे तो आएंगे तो what we have to focus. So वहाँ पर we are paying so much amount for the luxury products, right? So मान लीजिए हमारे 10 products MSMEs का हम export कर रहे हैं to UK, ठीक है, UK है, इंडिया है, ठीक है. So 10 products हम export कर रहे हैं. It is costing around, for example, 10 products के साथ हम 20,000 25,000 just for example, ठीक है, 25,000 हमें आउटपुट मिल रहा है, ठीक है, फॉर वन पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर, ठीक है. सो यहाँ पर यूके से इंडिया को आ रहे हैं ऑटोमोबाइल्स, टेक्निक, ट्रैक्टर्स, ओके, ऑल दीज थिंग्स. सो दे विल बी कमिंग इन व्हाट अमाउंट, लाइक अराउंड लाइक 50,000, ओके, नहीं तो 1 लाख तक इसको कॉस्ट होगा, राइट, बिकॉज दे आर like mechanisms, right? So they will be costly only, luxury products only, so they will be coming to India. So just see the difference, like यहाँ पर हम 25 earn कर रहे हैं and we are giving out 1 lakh. So this is making, ma'am can you explain in Hindi, I can't understand some words. कोशिश कर लेती हूँ सोनम, मेरा भी हिंदी थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ है, बट फिर भी मैं कोशिश कर लेती हूँ, ठीक है. सो हम 25,000 के लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं, एक्सपोर्ट बिजनेस करके हमें 25,000 मिल रहे हैं, लेकिन वहां से हम जो चीज खरीद रहे हैं उनका कॉस्ट कितना हो रहा है, 1 लाख. सो दैट इज वाइडनिंग आवर करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट. समझ आ रहा है? सो हमारी लाइक इनकम कम है और एक्सपेंडिचर ज्यादा है, एंड ऑल्सो वी आर गिविंग आउट इन फॉरेक्स, ठीक है, द डॉलर्स और द यूरोस, ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाई इट इज मेकिंग अस much costly. The luxury products are giving this current account deficit. So that's why I was emphasizing India should also move to larger varieties, okay, and also we have to go for luxury products that should be exported. Okay, clear till now? Is there is any doubt? Okay, so this is what the major thing. So just read out this ki, okay, Delhi has approached the UK pact by attempting to balance liberalization with domestic sensitivities amid an increasingly fragmented global trading system. Okay? A similar shift was evident in the New Zealand FTA, where India succeeded in protecting its sensitive dairy sector despite dairy products being one of the New Zealand's biggest exports. Okay? Okay. CETA is expected to strengthen the India's export competitiveness. Its benefits are likely to uneven across sectors and could place competitive pressure on already cost disadvantaged MSMEs, which we have talked about. हमारे MSMEs में global competitiveness के साथ अभी नहीं चल रहा है, so we have to strengthen them. We have to fragmented से हम क्या करना है, इसको कोऑपरेटिव जैसे हम इनको साथ में लेके आना है, so that we can improve the MSMEs exports. ठीक है. The pact and attempt to secure long-term market access and integrate India further into global value chains. Zero duty access, as I have told you, like almost all the Indian products are duty free in UK. 90% is duty free in India for UK products. Okay. Then, however, smaller firms often lack the documentation and compilation capability need to claim these benefits, which we have talked about the standard qualities. ठीक है. So यहाँ पर क्या क्या है, they have given n number of standards that we are going to see. ठीक है. So MSME may find it difficult to compile with the UK's stringent sanitary, okay, phytosanitary, technical and sustainability standards. So यहाँ पर sanitary is about, ठीक है, कार्बन एमिटिंग और नॉट, ठीक है, और इसके अलावा फाइटोसैनिटरी the methods that is been produced, technical and sustainable standards, where like वहाँ पर pesticides, okay, we cannot use much pesticides here, okay, so pesticides control and plant health. Phytosanitary is about by using those fertilizers or by using those like whatever the product is, okay, that should not be affecting the plant health. So that is what the phytosanitary. Technical, where we have talked about the carbon emission and everything, and also the sustainability standards. So that is about the again the climate actions and everything. Okay, it should not be affecting India. ठीक है, चलिए, so these are the things that we have to keep that in mind. Okay, so इस चीज के लिए हमारी MSME थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. They have to compliance with all these quality standards that we have already talked about. ठीक है, globally such agreements have accelerated export diversification, attracted investment, and facilitated technology transfer, but only when supported by robust industrial ecosystem and competitive firms. So यहाँ पर we know UK से और Australia से we are also having what majorly the technological sharings, right? So not only the cleaner technology, apart from that mechanisms, automobiles, in all these areas, AI, everywhere we are going for the technological comprehensive agreements, right? So वहाँ पर हमें क्या मिल रहा है? So we will be learning the skill and we will be acquiring the technology from them. Then eventually we will also be growing. So such kind of agreements have to be promoted in further days as well, so that our dependency will be going down, and along with that what we will be able to see, we can see the future India growing with technologies. Okay, clear till now? If there is any doubt? India has historically underutilized several trade agreements because of low awareness, cumbersome administration, and high compliance costs. The trade deficit with ASEAN, okay, which we have discussed, okay, widened from about $10 billion in 2017 to nearly $44 billion in 2023. Similarly, the UK agreements benefits may remain below expectations unless India strengthens regulatory administration, which we have talked about. We also have to set certain standard of products so that हमारी इंडिया में भी ये compliances आ जाएंगे. हमारी documentations, regulations, and also the infrastructure, especially for maintaining the quality, and also the infrastructure to check the quality of those products, both the things, for exports and for also imports, have to be strengthened. ठीक है, अगर वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हमने स्ट्रेंथन कर लिया और रेगुलेटर भी अच्छा कर लिया, रेगुलेशंस भी अच्छा कर लिया, देन देयर इज नो इश्यू एट ऑल. ठीक है, सो प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं होगा, क्योंकि वी कैन पुट टैरिफ्स, वी कैन इम्पोज टैरिफ्स, और वी कैन इवन गेट क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट्स इन रिटर्न टू इंडिया. ठीक है, अगर कोई भी चीज इम्पोर्ट में आ रहे हैं, डंपिंग नहीं होगा अगर क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स का हमें मैकेनिज्म्स शुरू कर लिया तो. ओके, डंपिंग नहीं होगा, और दूसरी चीज वी विल बी हैविंग बेटर प्रोडक्ट्स. सो हमारी living standard का quality or the products that we are using, along with that the products that we are exporting will be having global competitiveness. So balanced approach वहाँ पर हमें रहेंगे. ठीक है, it is not only about देखो products का क्वालिटी और इम्पोर्ट्स एक्सपोर्ट, इट इज नॉट ओनली दैट. ओके, द नेशनल इंटरेस्ट, हमारी इंडियंस को क्या मिल रहा है दुनिया से और हम क्या दे रहे हैं दुनिया को, दैट इज द मेजर थिंग दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. ठीक है, क्लियर टिल नाउ? एंड ऑल्सो however this advantage could narrow if imports, uk का पैक्ट है ना, so that is a one of a major impact, impactful agreement for us, क्योंकि हमारी वहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा इनकम हमारी आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि वी आर पेइंग वेरी लेस टैरिफ्स, ऑलमोस्ट नील. ओके, सो वहाँ पर हमारी पैसा वो बच जाएंगे, और इसके अलावा वी आर हैविंग द मार्केट ऑफ यूके. ठीक है, सो वी नो द करेंसी gap between Indian currency and also the UK's currency. So when we are exporting and we are gaining euros back, okay, so that will be helping for us helping us in getting a better income. So that is an advantage. But उसी advantage को stability के साथ हमें रखना है, तो certain things हमें स्टील फ्रॉम इंडिया, नॉट ओनली स्टील बेटा, सीमेंट भी वो करते हैं शानू. सो दिस स्टील सीमेंट के लिए इन लोगों ने क्या किया था, वो कार्बन एमिटिंग नेचर है ना, सो इसलिए बहुत ज्यादा इन लोगों ने पहले दे वर नॉट गिविंग दिस टैरिफ फ्री इंपोर्ट for steel and cement. They didn't accept it. They were just giving some point of time, for initial stages we will be having certain flexibility when it comes to the tariffs of steel and cement. If it persists, we will not be having a long term tariff waiver. ठीक है, what is the difference between ट्रेड डेफिसिट का एक इम्पैक्ट ही है करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट, ठीक है। ट्रेड डेफिसिट है कि यू आर नॉट एबल टू प्रोड्यूस एनीथिंग इन योर कंट्री, ठीक है। सो यू हैव वेरी मिनिमल resources, you have very minimal like industries and manufacturing sector, so that you are not able to export anything, but you are importing from everybody, okay। I'm buying products from UK, I'm buying products from New Zealand, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ, यूएस के साथ, रशिया से, ये सारा चीज में लेके आ रही हूँ, राइट। सो दैट इज इम्पोर्ट। व्हेन द एक्सपोर्ट्स आर लेस and the imports are huge, that is trade deficit. You are not able to compete with the global competitiveness where you are having very minimal products to export, that is trade deficit. Current account deficit is like you will be having forex currencies, ठीक है। the import and exports के थ्रू जो भी पैसा आ जाते हैं आपके पास, ठीक है। and also current account deficit is about the money that you have, okay, the expenditure, the amount you're like bringing it as an income from foreign currency, from the foreign countries, and the amount that you are like giving out, okay। so that is one of a term for current account deficit, okay। India has to advance in technology because it is increasing its exports. This will reduce its dependence on China and US, right। but again China is a major like US की मार्केट भी उतना तो है नहीं, but when it comes to Chinese exports it is too much, ठीक है। हमारी like China से डिपेंडेंसेस we cannot देखो डिपेंडेंस को खत्म कर सकते हैं, बट वी शुड बी हैविंग अ रिलेशन विद देम, ठीक है। ये तो याद रखना ही पड़ेगा। यू कैन नॉट abruptly cut away China and US or Pakistan, anybody, ठीक है। still we have like strained or a fragmented like relation with China and Pakistan and everything. Still, to compile with dialogues and also to keep a diplomatic relations, we have to go with the like trade and also many other cooperation we have to be in with it. Otherwise, if we abruptly cut down anything with any of the neighbor, that will not be giving us the positive things, ठीक है। चलिए, सो बहुत टाइम हो गया, फटाफट हम यहाँ पर कर लेते हैं। सो हमें क्या करना है, सो द एडवांटेज को to not to give up on this advantage, we have to strengthen our MSMEs, we have to strengthen the quality, okay, and also we have to focus upon certain things that we will be having like global value chain, the supply chain को भी हमें थोड़ा सा strengthen करना पड़ेगा। we have to be competitive along with the globe where we will be having much benefits, ठीक है। clear till now? Is there is any doubt, please let me know। नॉन टैरिफ प्रोडक्ट्स के साथ हमें जाना पड़ेगा व्हेन आई हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट द स्टील एंड सीमेंट, ठीक है। सो अगर नॉन टैरिफ बैरियर्स हमारे पास हैं, दैट देन देयर इज नो पॉजिटिव आउटकम ऑफ इट, ठीक है। बिकॉज देखो ड्यू टू द क्लाइमेट things or any other thing, if somebody is okay, if any of the country is stopping my exports, okay, then that is like kind of a huge thing for me, because I have put all my resources for okay Shanto, okay Deepesh, so I'm putting all my resources to build a product, and if I'm giving it to you and you're rejecting it abruptly just because of something, then that is a huge issue, okay। so this is what from this article, okay, it is just in crux, it is talking about, it is a very good approach by India, even a matured approach by India when it comes to New Zealand's FTAs by securing the dairy sector, and also it is a matured approach when it comes to India UK agreement also, where we are sharing the technology, and also we are having a like much good negotiations have been happened. It is not like whatever UK said, India not just nodded it head and came. There were multiple negotiations gone, both the sides negotiations were kept up, okay। so वहाँ पर हमारी strategic autonomy भी दिख रहा है, हमारे negotiations भी दिख रहे हैं, और इसके अलावा हमारे sensitive sectors भी हमने इसको protect कर लिया है, and we are getting much more a better supply chain and also better market, ठीक है। so that is what the crux from this article, keeping that in mind, ठीक है। चलिए नेक्स्ट आर्टिकल पे चलते हैं, where we are talking about the missing jobs for India's Gen Zs. So यहाँ पर this whole article have talked about कि हमारी इंडिया पे बहुत अच्छा एक शानदार चीज है हमारी पॉपुलेशन, ठीक है। where right now we are having the advantage of working population like from the age, okay, Gen Z को अभी बोल चाहिए, हम वी विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द ओवरऑल होलिस्टिक थिंग्स, ठीक है। हमारी वर्किंग पॉपुलेशन राइट नाउ वी आर हैविंग अ वेरी गुड थिंग, इट इज एन एडवांटेज, द सेम थिंग विल बी एन डिसएडवांटेज फॉर अस इन द फ्यूचर एज वेल, क्योंकि दो तीन फैक्टर्स है। इफ यू कुड रिवाइज इट और रिकॉल इट फ्रॉम द अर्लियर थिंग्स, ठीक है। हमारे क्या है, हमारी डिपेंडेंट पॉपुलेशन, ये वर्किंग पॉपुलेशन और द यूथ पॉपुलेशन जो अभी एडवांटेज है, बाद में डिपेंडेंट पॉपुलेशन हो जाएंगी, जहां पर आफ्टर देयर मतलब आफ्टर बिकमिंग ओल्ड और एल्डरली पीपल, they will be needing the pensions, they will be like lot of investments in their healthcare, okay, and along with that, because we could see, right, so there is a lot of communicable and non-communicable diseases as well, there are a number of health care factors are going on, right? So वहां पर हमें ये याद कर मतलब we are able to understand that, right? They will be this population will go under dependent population, and they will be needing all those things when it comes to the like health care, when it comes to the pension, the care, okay, all these things will be at one point of time it will be like huge pressure on the following things. ये फर्स्ट थिंग हमारी एजिंग पॉपुलेशन है, और दूसरी चीज हमारी फर्टिलिटी रेट इज कीप ऑन गोइंग डाउन, एज वी हैव डिस्कस्ड मल्टीपल टाइम्स, हमारी फर्टिलिटी रेट, ओके, डेथ रेट भी अभी थोड़ा सा कम है, because of all those science and the medical science have been developed, all these are good, but the non-communicable diseases which we have talked about, the sugar, heart attack, okay, and also like almost every household at least will be having one person, okay, one person as a like diabetic patients, or else there will be most of the patients are cardiac patients, right? Obesity is there, right? Mental health is having a major problem. So this kind of things are keep on coming up, and we are focusing upon what, the healthcare majorly, ठीक है। सो फर्टिलिटी भी कम होते जा रहा है, हमारी एजिंग पॉपुलेशन भी ज्यादा होते जा रहा है, सो जहां पर हमें क्या प्रॉब्लम आएगा, सेम लाइक ऑफ जापान ओनली, राइट? सो जापान में एल्डरली पीपल ज्यादा है और इनका फर्टिलिटी कम है, नाउ दे आर working upon increasing the fertility as well, and along with that what is happening when it comes to India, हमारी बीच में जो यूथ पॉपुलेशन है इनका एम्प्लॉयमेंट ढंग से नहीं है, ओके, यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, द एम्प्लॉयमेंट इज नॉट like in a formal way, so that is what they are talking about in this area, ठीक है। तो जेंजीज वी ऑल नो 1997 से 2012 तक जो भी पैदा हुआ है इन्होंने जेंजीज हो जाते हैं, राइट? right now they will be in a time frame of 15 to 26 years, right? Yes, Arvind. चलिए, so this Gen Z population are not having like proper formal और secure jobs इनके पास है नहीं, ये पहले चीज ही याद रख लेना। और दूसरी चीज अर्बन एंड रूरल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट और विमेन वर्कफोर्स के बारे में उन्होंने बात कर लिया। सो एंड थर्ड वन इज अबाउट लेबर वर्कफोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन में क्या क्या दिक्कत आ रहा है, हमारे जेंडर गैप, ओके, and all these things along with that skill development and also the global competitiveness when it comes to academics and also when it comes to the working like labor force environment, okay? So all these things are we are going to see here. Clear till now? If there is any doubt please let me know, otherwise we will move forward. अभी तक क्लियर है ना? दिस होल आर्टिकल क्या बात कर रहे हैं हमने वो तो देख लिया ना। चलिए, so the पहली चीज, India has one of the world's largest youth population where we have talked about like 371 millions, ठीक है। and also first thing they have given the term Gen Z refers to individuals born in 1997 between 1997 to 2012. Ma'am, you're also in generation, yeah, somewhere or the other we all are in this generation only, ठीक है। चलिए, सो मिलेनियल्स को क्या, देर आर मिलेनियल्स जिसने 1996 तक पैदा हुआ, 1981 से 1996 तक जिसने पैदा हुआ है, राइट? सो दे विल बी कॉल्ड एज मिलेनियल्स, एंड यहाँ पर वर्किंग एज पॉपुलेशन इज अबाउट लाइक 15 to 26, ठीक है। ये एज ग्रुप के बिटवीन में है जेंजी में, और इसके अलावा क्या है, मिलेनियल्स में 27 to 42 तक जो भी वर्किंग एज पॉपुलेशन, ये 27 years to 42 years तक है, ठीक है। सो यू आर एबल टू सी दिस, राइट? सो अ रिपोर्ट हैव बीन सबमिटेड और published by like periodic labor force survey, where we are able to see, okay, India has estimated 29.94 crore working age Gen Z individuals compared with 35 crore millennials. ठीक है, so इसमें क्या होगा, we are able to see, okay, by PLFS सर्वे के थ्रू हमें ये पता चल जा रहा है कि इंडिया में, ओके, द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इज रेजिंग, ओके, इसमें अर्बन में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेजिंग है पहले चीज, और इसके अलावा हमें क्या याद रखना है, और दूसरी चीज दैट वी हैव टू सी हियर इज अबाउट वी आर नॉट एबल टू कंपाइल विथ ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस, दैट वी विल बी सीइंग वन बाय वन. गणेश, दैट इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट बेटा राइट नाउ, वी विल फोकस ऑन दिस. ठीक है, याद आ रहा है, समझ आ रहा है, ठीक है. सो PLFS 2023 to 24 estimates show that a large share of Gen Z remains engaged in education. So अभी तक इन लोगों ने either they are in the school, colleges or higher education. These are the major thing that India has to rely because it lacks advanced technology. देखो बेटू, सोनम, किसी से भी हमें रिलाई नहीं करना चाहिए, ठीक है. We should be having the relations and we should be having the collaborations and the cooperations, but we should not be dependent on anybody, ठीक है. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Advanced technology हमारे पास है नहीं तो we have to indigenously prepare that, right? So that we cannot like मेरे पास है नहीं so मैं US के साथ ही रिलाई करूंगी, ऐसे नहीं है, ठीक है. That is not in a long term, ठीक है. Unless and until you build your own technology, तब तक आप उनके साथ रिलाई कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. बट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टर्म यू शुड नॉट बी रिलाइंग अपॉन एनी कंट्री, ठीक है. दैट इज वन थिंग. फर्दरमोर यूएस हमारे साथ नहीं, किसी से साथ भी वो कोलैबोरेट करने के लिए दे आर नॉट रेडी, ठीक है. सो बिकॉज दे वांटेड टू बी द सुप्रीम पावर. Furthermore, the US plays a significant role in defense system. I'm right. You're right, Sonam. They are playing one of the significant role in defense system. क्योंकि we not only depend upon US defense systems only. We have gone for like France से भी हम defense equipments खरीदे थे, Russia से भी हैं हमारी, right? So we are going for multiple approaches when it comes to defense systems, and now India is moving towards indigenous protection also in defense system. ठीक है. So the thing is like unwilling to collaborate US किस चीज में है, because they don't wanted to give the advanced technology to any of the country. they will be sharing you the like मान लो एक मिसाइल टेक्नोलॉजी फाइटर जेट है, ठीक है. फाइटर जेट में फुल फ्लेज टेक्नोलॉजी वो अपने आप ही रख देंगे, अपने आप रखेंगे, बल्कि बाकी लोगों को वो फुल फ्लेज टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं देंगे, लिमिटेड टेक्नोलॉजी ही देंगे, इवन दो वी हैव परचेज दैट फाइटर जेट और समथिंग, ठीक है. क्लियर. चलिए अभी हम आगे, let's come to the data, ठीक है. So that is why I'm not talking in English most of the time, I'll get struck, ठीक है. Skills from schooling will produce more jobs, providing skills from, हाँ, that is one of a point Shanu that we will be discussing here, ठीक है. चलिए, so estimates shows that large share of Gen Z engaged in education, where we have talked about, ठीक है. 41.7% of the young males, okay, and 38.4% of the young females are studying, ठीक है. So here we are able to see the again the gender gap, where the men, okay, the male child or pursuing the education of 41.7%. when it comes to females it is 38.4%, ठीक है. and also this is one of the reason where why India's employment is little less, क्योंकि majorly people are going for higher education and the working population right now pursuing education. So we are not able to see like they are into the one of a factor why the Gen Z's is not into the jobs, ठीक है. ये पहले चीज है. नहीं जी, मैं उसमें है नहीं, ठीक है. खुश. चलिए अभी तो पढ़ लेते हैं. क्यूरियोसिटी इसमें होना चाहिए गणेश, ठीक है. चलिए, सो दिस इज वन ऑफ अ कंसर्न. एंड सेकेंड थिंग, ठीक है. सो यहाँ पर हम देख पा रहे हैं फीमेल वर्क फोर्स का, ठीक है, व्हेन इट कम्स टू द फैमिली हाउस होल्ड वर्क और एनी केयर गिविंग वर्क और द अनपेड हाउस होल्ड वर्क इज बीन, ठीक है. सो द अनपेड हाउस होल्ड work है ना, so that is been okay, that is been majorly made up of whom, the women workforce, ठीक है. So women are into the household works and also men are comparatively less, okay, around 0.32% the household works are taken by whom, the male, okay, and the rest of the part is taken by female only. So we are able to see the unpaid works, okay, when it comes to the employment, okay, the unpaid or which will not consider into the like वर्कफोर्स कैलकुलेशन, वहां पर फीमेल का कंट्रीब्यूशन ज्यादा है, मेन का कंट्रीब्यूशन कम है. एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू द रूरल एंड द अर्बन थिंग्स, द सेम things goes off. And also unemployment में urban is much more higher because of people pursuing higher education, ठीक है. And going back, ठीक है, यहाँ पर when young people do enter the labor market, many are observed into non-salaried and casual forms of employment, where we have talked about ununiformity and formality. formal jobs और job security बहुत कम है, ठीक है, याद आ रहे हैं. चलिए, so a young among young males 15.8% are engaged as unpaid family workers. I'll tell you like 0.32% यहाँ पर है, I'll come back to that, ठीक है, don't worry. So 15.8% are engaged as unpaid family workers, where they will be doing the agriculture, okay, or else they will be going taking upon the family business और छोटा छोटा सा जो भी है, ठीक है. And unpaid family workers are in the like 12.3% are in the casual work, possibly with segments of the informal economy, and only 14.8% are regular wage earners. So यहाँ पर this is the concern, like regular and formal jobs में regular wages earning में 14.8% males only are there, ठीक है. So Gen Z individuals about 35% are engaged in domestic duties out of the labor force, 10.7% workers unpaid family workers, and only 4.7 are regular wage earners. So अगर हम इसमें देखेंगे, जेंजीज में देखेंगे तो only 4.7% people are working under the regular wages, salaried उन लोगों नहीं है, ठीक है, याद है, ठीक है. These patterns underline the fact that women bear this burden disproportionately, okay, disproportionately. Among Gen Z females, 27.1% are engaged in domestic duties, where we have talked about, and okay, compared with just 0.32% of males. So where we have talked about Gen Z में males into their unpaid family works, it is only 0.32%, but when it comes to female it is 27.1%. So यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, females are working but they are not in the accounts, ठीक है, accountable है नहीं, ठीक है. So वहां पर हमारी जेंडर गैप दिख रहा है. So formal works and also the salaried works में female representation बहुत कम है, that we are able to see, okay. Then even where women want paid work, they face higher unemployment and weaker labor market attachment. So problem यही पर है, there is women they need certain things, okay, as we have talked about like lactating centers, okay, and also maternal leaves, and some companies are giving right now the menstrual leaves also. So these kind of things are important, but it is not happening. And also the major thing here that we have to talk about here is women के लिए, okay, it is much more like it is not only about the competition, there are many other barriers, family and professional life balance, okay, when it comes to caregiving duties, all these things are kind of barriers for them to work upon those salaried or formal jobs, ठीक है. ये majorly that we are talking about the like what the gender gap, ठीक है, clear till now. चलिए, अगर हम यहाँ पर देख लेते हैं, ठीक है, लेबर फोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन रेट में अगर हम देखेंगे तो जेंजीज में 41.7% लेबर फोर्स, ओके, आर इन द लेबर फोर्स अगेंस्ट 75% ऑफ द मिलेनियल्स. सो देख लो, वहां पर मिलेनियल्स हैं जिनका 27 से 42 एज ग्रुप में है, दे आर अराउंड लाइक 75%, उसमें ओके 41% sorry, millennials are about 75% and the Gen Zs are about 41.7%. Clear? Okay. Within Gen Z, rural participation 44.1% exceeds urban participation 37.2%. suggesting that rural youth tend to enter the labor market earlier. So यहाँ पर labor market में वो rural people are getting engaged earlier, ठीक है, ये क्योंकि as we have talked about Gen Zs in urban, they are going for higher education. ये पहले चीज है. That is one of the factor why it seems like rural participation में rural में the people are going for engaging into the cash normal work earlier. ठीक है, ये पहले चीज है. और दूसरी चीज हमें यहाँ पर याद रखना है कि इंडिया में जितना भी वो एम्प्लॉयमेंट्स हैं, ठीक है, उसमें ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग इज अबाउट ओके द अनफॉर्मल वर्क्स ओनली. ठीक है, इफ यू सी हमारी इंडिया में मेजर इश्यू, वन ऑफ इश्यू इज लाइक वी आर नॉट एबल टू कंपाइल एंड व्हाट विद academic things that we are reading, okay, learning, that is not able to compile with the market needs, labor market needs के साथ वो collide नहीं हो रहा, they are going against each other. ठीक है, that is one of the reason why India is having unemployment. challenges में वो भी हम देख लेते हैं, आप याद रख लेना. ठीक है, चलिए. so exceeds urban participation, suggesting that rural youth tend to enter the labor market earlier, whereas the urban youth spend more time in education and training, where we have talked about. ठीक है, the sharp gender divide is also evident. Among young males, labor force participation is 59.3 in rural India and 51.3 is in urban India. Males का 59 in rural and 51 in urban. ठीक है, but when it comes to the females respectively, it is in urban it is 28, in rural it is 28%, and when it comes to urban it is only 21.1%. ठीक है, ठीक है, the unemployment situation is even more alarming. The overall employment rate for Gen Z is 11.9% compared to only 2% among millennials. In urban India, the situation deteriorates further when Gen Z unemployment rising to 17.1%. So यहाँ पर हमें याद रखना है हमारी unemployment का rates बढ़ते जा रहा है. ठीक है, चलिए. so the graduate trap, social security and migrants, so these are the one of the challenges that they have put forth. ठीक है, so why reasons for unemployment अगर हम देखेंगे तो which I have already told you, हमारी academics, what we are what we are learning and the labor market का needs, they are not compiling with each other, one of a major thing that they have talked about here. so graduate trap, इंडिया में ग्रेजुएट्स बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोड्यूस करते जा रहे हैं. एवरी ईयर वी विल बी हैविंग एटलीस्ट लैक्स एंड लैक्स ऑफ पीपल हु आर गेटिंग graduated, but the problem is not everybody is getting into the jobs. ठीक है, almost like 5-10% of them are getting into the jobs, others are getting remained unemployed. ठीक है, clear? चलिए, so these are the things that they are talking about. okay, education offers a gateway of opportunity, more education leading to better jobs and lower unemployment, but इट इज़ द आइडियल थिंग. अगर मैं अच्छा सा पढ़ रहे हूँ, मुझे बहुत अच्छा सा चीज़ें आ रहे हैं, ठीक है, आई एम वेल एजुकेटेड, उस टाइम तो आई हैव टू सेट इन टू अ बेटर एम्प्लॉयमेंट, राइट. अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट को धीरे धीरे खत्म करके आएंगे. बट what is happening is vice versa. इंडिया में graduates are more but unemployment also more equal to that. ठीक है, so that is what the major thing. employment नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है, so unemployment stands at 29% among Gen Z females. It is even higher at 36.9%. ठीक है, this is the heart of India's silent jobs crisis. okay, and the similar disparity persists among millennials, only 5.2%. millennials में अगर हम देखेंगे तो only 5.2% people are being like male graduates are being unemployed. ठीक है, कहावत है जो इंजीनियरिंग है स्टूडेंट्स, सी वो फंड के लिए मीम्स वगैरह क्रिएट करता है, बट द थिंग इज लाइक वी आर इंडिया इज प्रोड्यूसिंग इन नंबर ऑफ इंजीनियर्स. ठीक है, बट they all not engaging into a engineer based workforce because India में manufacturing sectors, the technological sectors and also the industries based, apart from IT sector. okay, all the industries based are like very stagnant and very minimal. okay, so those who are pursuing like designing and things, okay, and also those who are working in Germany and Russia and multinational companies and everything, they are the people who are barely stick into the engineering background when it comes to their employment. Otherwise they all are going for this unrelated works only. ठीक है, which is not engineering based work, but they are being employed. Okay, so this is one of the thing. And the second thing, in 2023 to 24, I came to come across one situation where in Tamil Nadu, okay, the coming to the topic of informality works, okay, the dual degree graduates, they were going for sanitation workers. Okay, see, no work is less, no work is like very डाउन, नो वर्कर्स, जो भी काम है वो हम कर रहे हैं, वो छोटा काम नहीं है, ठीक है. सो नो जॉब इज स्मॉल. what I'm trying to tell here is about India is having n number of graduates, okay, and they are going for sanitation works, okay, they are working as a sanitation workers because India में job security बहुत कम है, ठीक है. if you see Infosys, Microsoft, Google, n number of people have been laid off after COVID also. Right now, after bringing the AI, okay, and automation, we could able to see n number of people are being laid off and they are losing their jobs, right? So for that, in that case, what they are doing, like, people are going for informal works also, because sanitation works, see, they come under municipality only, but on a contract basis, they doesn't have a like wages hai, salaries hai, sab kuch theek hai, but they have very minimal output of the salaries, and also they will be having very minimal job security. Contract basis है ना, so दूसरा contractor आएंगे तो they might be losing their jobs also. That is what the major thing that we are able to see here. So skill development is very much needed. If there is no skill, just we are producing graduates, that is not going to help India at all. ठीक है, clear till now? चलिए, so these are the things that they have talked about, the skill mismatches. You are able to understand. So while part of the problem relates to skill mismatches, it is also increasingly shaped by automation and the growing adoption of artificial intelligence, which we have talked about right now. Okay, job, both of which are altering the nature of available jobs. Okay, and also coming back to this, okay, coming back to this, it is about, even for those who find work, the quality of employment remains deeply concerning. Only 20.1% of Gen Z individuals are covered by social security, and just 14.1% have a formal job contract, where we have talked about informal jobs हमारे पास बहुत ज़्यादा है, ठीक है. Among the remaining 79.9% who lack social security coverage, only 3.2% have a job contract. सी, सोशल सिक्योरिटी यहाँ पर इंश्योरेंस होगा, ठीक है, पेंशन होगा, और इसके अलावा जॉब सिक्योरिटी दैट वी हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट, फॉर्मल जॉब्स, ओके, the secured jobs, all these things, only they have only like 3.2% people only having all these things, take a rest or getting into a non secured jobs nature only, okay. Actually, overall 17.3% only of Gen Z workers have any form of contractual employment, so others are like there is no security only. So what we are able to see here is, okay, promise deferred. So India's jobs debate is too often discussed in solace unemployment, skilling, women workforce, and labor force participation and informality. So these are the things that we have actually talked about today, right? Unemployment, right? Reasons for unemployment, हमारी इंडिया में mechanisms बहुत कम है, we are not able to get the labor market needs के साथ साथ हमारे पास skills नहीं है, ये पहले चीज़ है, ठीक है. स्किलिंग में इश्यूज है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट हमारे पास बहुत ज़्यादा है, बिकॉज the nature of India's market have to evolve, first thing. Second thing, and women's work participation, where we have talked about urban में, okay, women's participation in the family work, unpaid family work is much, okay, rural में थोड़ा सा comparatively कम है, but still women into the formal works are very less. We are able to see the gender gap there, okay. एजुकेशन में कोई लफड़ा नहीं है अभी फिलहाल के लिए, because women are doing good in their studies, families are actually like now right now they are open minded, like every girl child have to go for study, ठीक है, at least most of the family households are thinking about that. So education में उतना दिक्कत नहीं है, but when it comes to the work, there is a thing, ठीक है. And also labor workforce participation, where we are talking about, there is no balance of like what we are teaching and what is the practical thing. So skill training, okay, and also skill development. Along with that we should be having a proper फॉर्मल पार्टिसिपेशन के लिए हमारे पास मार्केट नीड्स को अंडरस्टैंड करना है, दैट शुड बी कंपाइलिंग इन what are academics as well. ठीक है, clear? And also an informality where we have talked about the unsecured jobs are being majorly get filled first, then there is a number of formal works are not being engaged. ठीक है, so these are the things. So education, young people Gen Z are staying in education longer, but the bridge from education is work is weak. So education से work तक जाने का वो skill है वो weak है. Women face structural barriers where we have talked about structural barriers में क्या क्या आएंगे, like glass ceiling effects, okay, and also there is a number of barriers like household works, caregiving works, all these are bringing a barriers for whom the women. ठीक है, career gap आ जाता है maternity period के बाद. So all these are becoming a structural barrier. And infrastructural barrier, as I have told you, lactating centers नहीं है हमारे पास proper. Sometimes rural areas में menstrual time पे proper washrooms भी नहीं मिलेगा, right? So all these are kind of infrastructural barriers for women. ठीक है, and push them into unpaid roles. And even when work is found, it is too often outside the protections of formal employment. ठीक है, so these are the things that we have to focus. So coming back, ठीक है, ये हमने पढ़ लिया है. जेनजीज के पास काम बहुत कम मिल रहा है, राइट? सो रूरल अर्बन कंपैरिजन वगैरह हमने देख लिया है. सो अभी यहाँ पर क्या करना है, as we have discussed, okay, as we have discussed, first thing what we have to keep that in mind is, one is we have to enhance the education system. Okay, higher education should not be like go meaningless, it should be always helpful in generating the employment, first thing. Second thing, the private partnership and also many other things should be coming to India, and also we should be develop the skills, okay, skill developing, and along with that the training that we are going with, okay, from the schools, from in the colleges, everywhere, the work compliance, okay, what is needed in the labor force market, okay, those needs have to be taught, and those skills have to be taught during the schools and also during the colleges. This we have to do it. So unless and until we do this, okay, we are changing, unless and until we utilize right now the advantage of the population that we have, okay, if we are not utilizing it, it will be a burden for the next year, the upcoming years. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर हमें क्या करना है, so as we have talked about, the elderly people will become a dependent population. So dependent population के लिए pension वगैरह चाहिए, तो अभी what we have to do is we have to settle into this formal and secured jobs, right? ये पहले चीज़ है, so that our pension will be tackled. Second thing, अभी हम वो बहुत ज़्यादा स्किल डेवलपमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ हम काम करेंगे, तो सो इट विल नॉट बी अ लाइक डिपेंडेंट पॉपुलेशन, इट विल बी एक्सपीरियंस्ड पॉपुलेशन वेयर दे विल बी गिविंग ऑल दोस इनपुट्स टू द फर्दर population. ठीक है, so these are the things that we have to focus. ठीक है, so and the demographic dividend and also the gender divide that we have to keep in mind, ताकि women को अभी भी थोड़ा सा push करने के लिए into the work and into the formal employment and everything, we have to give them their structural benefits and also the infrastructural benefits. These are the things that we have to keep it in mind. Clear till now? Is there is any doubt? Shall we move to the next one? चलिए, spreading wings यहाँ पर, okay, 2020 के पहले तक, ठीक है. So what is the major thing in India? Only ISRO can launch vehicles. ठीक है, so but यहाँ पर rockets वगैरह launch करना है तो we have to take permission and we have to compile with whom, the ISRO only. But right now India का पहला, okay, like first rocket launch, okay, that have been taken care by completely the private sector, which is comes to the like Vikram 1, okay. So Vikram 1 rocket built by Skyroot Aerospace from Sriharikota marked the India's private sector's first orbital flight. So यहाँ पर orbital flight है, okay, they will be having like very less weight, carbon composite infrastructure के साथ they have built that. Okay, and along with that they will be going for two particular things for keeping the flexibility, where they will be going for PSLV and SSLV as well. So PSLV is for like higher cost, okay, higher larger number of satellites अगर हमें जाने तो higher payload के लिए PSLV, and the lower cost and like very small payloads के लिए SSLV we will be the विक्रम 1 will be using it. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर हमें क्या क्या चीज याद रखना है. पहले चीज, India's first private launch, okay, विक्रम 1, एंड ऑल्सो कंपनी का नाम इतना जरूरत नहीं है, बट यू शुड नो द व्हीकल्स नाम. ठीक है, सो विक्रम 1, एंड ऑल्सो इट इज इन इट्स नेचर ऑर्बिटल है. और इसके अलावा और क्या चीज है दैट वी हैव टू फोकस हियर इज okay, the flexibility that we have. So right now ISRO 2024 में we have got that private sectors they can come and they can launch the like they can launch the rockets and everything, right? So इसके बाद, इसके पहले तक क्या था, only ISRO can, only even the private satellites will be launched by ISRO's only. So right now India is stepping into what India is right now stepping into, which is important for India. Excuse me, just a second. ठीक है, सो इंडिया में क्या है, अभी कमर्शियल चीज में हम अंदर आ रहे हैं, राइट? सो इफ वी आर कमिंग इनटू द कमर्शियल or the retail things, okay, what we have to do is like we have to have like multiple or continuous launch, क्योंकि already only in the globe, okay, only 3 countries are going for this private launches. Now India also have been joined. We know one among that is SpaceX of US, right? So that is one thing, and apart from that New Zealand भी कर रहे हैं, और एक और कंट्री है इसके अलावा, India is doing this private launch right now. ठीक है, so इससे क्या होगा, the private companies, those who wanted for navigation and also the imaging particulars चाहिए, उन लोगों ने क्या करते हैं, हमारे पास वो अपना satellites दे देते हैं, we will be launching it for them. Clear? So these are the things. So right now, as I have told you, only 3 countries launch this and we are joining those countries. So right now global competitiveness में हमें याद रखना पड़ेगा, okay, and also we have to give the flexibility, cost stability भी होना चाहिए ताकि हमारी competitors will not be getting our customers. ठीक है, so these are the things that we have to keep that in mind. ठीक है, so let's read about it. इंडिया के लिए विक्रम 1 it is very significant because पहले बार after widening up the aerospace for private partnership, okay, private companies, right now we have launched our first India's private companies space orbital launch, ठीक है, which is Vikram 1. ठीक है, so right now letting customers pick their orbit and launch schedule rather than accept the orbital slot and drop off point presented by ride shares, okay, ride shares. So Vikram 1 is a 4-stage launcher designed to provide what Skyroot has called a cab service. So for satellites, letting customers pick their orbit and launch schedule rather than accept the orbital slot. So generally what happens in private companies, okay, when they are launching it, they cannot go for what मुझे ये orbit में चाहिए, इतना दूर पे चाहिए, ये they cannot pick it, whatever is available they have to. ISRO के साथ भी यही हुआ था, when ISRO is launching any vehicles, okay, any satellites, the customers cannot choose their orbit, but when it comes to this Vikram 1, the customers can choose the orbit and they are given with that flexibility. ठीक है, so also with that drop off point भी हमें कर सकते हैं, presented by ride shares at a okay. Skyroot is targeting a price per launch below that of the PSLV and above that of SSLV project to be achieved in part by basing the rocket on carbon composite structures, which we have talked about. They are lightweights and also heavier payloads के लिए PSLV and smaller payloads के लिए SSLV that we have talked about, right? The company was founded in 2018 by 2 former ISRO engineers and its path to orbit followed engine tests in 2020 and suborbital flight in 2022. टेस्टिंग तो 20 में और 2022 में हो गया. For roughly 6 decades, ISRO held a state monopoly over launch activities in India, while private firms were limited to being suppliers. Reforms since 2020 and the 2023 space policy opened the doors for commercial players and freed ISRO to focus on research and development and scientific missions. ठीक है. सो as I have told you, 2023 में ही ये स्पेस ऑपरेशंस के लिए प्राइवेट कंपनीज के लिए हमने ओपन कर लिया. फिर इसके बाद 2024 में लाइक एफडीए हमें मिला था 49%. ओके, फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट इन लॉन्च व्हीकल्स वाज अलाउड बाय द ऑटोमेटिक रूट. So the push is also part of the government's ambition of growing the national space economy to $44 billion by 2033 from around $8 billion. Abhi right now by satellite manufacturing and launching them, we are incurring $8 billion, but we are anticipating by doing all those private companies launchings, we would be able to achieve like around $44 billion by 2033. ठीक है. And also orbital launch capability remains hard won. India is now only the third country to host private enterprise that has demonstrated it, where we have talked about SpaceX one और न्यूजीलैंड का एक है. ठीक है. And but now that Skyroot has proved competence in engineering, is next milestone is commercial viability. ठीक है, which may be harder. Specifically, the company has to demonstrate repeatably and the stable launch cost in an increasingly crowded supplies, which we have talked about earlier, right? So वहाँ पर क्या करना है, engineering competence के लिए we have to go for multiple and the customers हमें ज़्यादा मिलना ही चाहिए. ठीक है. So the first thing they are talking about the challenges that India will be facing when it comes to this kind of things, where we have to concentrate is first is the customers. ठीक है. This I am writing it for your understanding. Customers use नहीं करना, instead we have to go for commerciality. ठीक है. So commerciality में क्या है, we have to bring it more and more launches so that we will be having retail customers will be with us. First thing. And second thing that we have to keep that in mind is the engineering things. So we have to indigenously go and produce so many things. Okay, and also we have to work upon so many flexibilities also. ठीक है. And the second one is about the manufacturing, right, of engineering things. And third one is about repeating. Okay, so we should not stop with one particular launch, we have to go for multiple launches. Okay, so different things we have to keep on launching, so that will keep us in the global competitiveness. And the fourth one is about the technology that will be compiling with competitiveness. Okay, and also the fifth one is about the cost, where we have to keep the cost very stable. जैसे कि हमारी वेस्ट एशिया में कहीं पर भी कोई भी वो दिक्कत आएंगे. ठीक है, इट शुड नॉट अफेक्टिंग द प्राइसेस. अगर प्राइसेस ज़्यादा होते जाएंगे तो what they will be doing, they will be shifting, the customers will be shifting, the consumers will be shifting from us to any other country's company. ठीक है. So that is what the thing we have to keep that in mind. Other thing is cost. ठीक है. इसके अलावा हमारे पास sustainable things, regulations, policies भी हमारी एक जैसे stable होना चाहिए. They should not be delay in the process. ठीक है. The paperwork should not be burdened up. ठीक है. All these things that we have to keep that in mind. ठीक है. So these are the things that they have mentioned here. So if you see, okay, so okay, alongside satellite manufacturing, communications, navigation and earth observation, orbital launch capability remains hard won. Matlab the challenge. Okay, we can achieve it, but the challenges that comes in is India is now only the third country to host private enterprise that has demonstrated it. But now that Skyroot has proved competence in engineering, is its next milestone is commercial viability, where we talked about the repeated customers should be there, which may be harder. Specifically, the company has to demonstrate repeatability. We should not be stopping with one particular launch, we have to go for multiple launches. Okay, and stable launch cost, which we have talked about, this will be keeping our customers with us, otherwise it will the rise in price will be giving much more things for it. ठीक है? And along with that, in an increasingly crowded suppliers market that includes established brands such as SpaceX and Rocket Lab is of New Zealand, okay, and a bevy of rapidly scaling Chinese firms. So one thing we have to do is like manufacturing को ज़्यादा करना पड़ेगा, we have to scale up, ठीक है? Commercial viability, Deepesh, it is about like कि you have to be in the retail market, ठीक है? So that you should be having the multiple customers, that is about commercial viability, ठीक है? So you should be having n number of customers in your hands, and there should be opportunities for you to work for people, that is commercial viability, ठीक है? चलिए, so these are the things that we have to focus upon, ठीक है? Ride shares on larger rockets are still often cheaper per kilograms to orbit. The model Skyroot is betting on letting customers specify orbit and schedule in turn in return for a प्रीमियम ओवर अ राइड शेयर लॉन्च. सो यहाँ पर हमें याद रखना है, जनरली और भी चूज नहीं कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? ये एक चैलेंज था, बट इन स्काई रूट दे हैव गिवन सिंप्लीफाइड दैट, दे हैव गिवन दैट कि even the customers can flexibly choose their orbit, ठीक है? चलिए, so the Space Activities Act, leaving liability to be governed by policy, contracts, existing law and international commitments rather than statute, maintaining long-term regulatory uncertainty, particularly in the event of a launch or orbital mishap, ठीक है? The Vikram 1 launch is an engineering triumph, whether it translates to commercial success, which is the real national ambition, is now the question. So the thing is like we have to go for what? Particular things where हमारी paperwork should not be burden up and should not be stopping any other things, ठीक है? Contest of discussion. Should policy focus more on boosting labor intensive manufacturing or strengthening the digital service sector? Hand in hand, Shruti, you cannot, already हमारे digital services are going good, but AI automation के through there are some problems, so we have to go for strengthening the digital service sectors जहाँ पर हमारी data privacy भी हो जाएंगे, और इसके अलावा we would be able to generate more and more services based opportunities, and along with that labor intensive manufacturing, and we have to focus upon the quality whatever the manufacturing sectors are. And apart from that, not only manufacturing and service sectors, there are other sectors where we would be able to generate the employment, ठीक है? चलिए, so next one, the last one is about government to move bills in Rajya Sabha to make insult to the national song a criminal offense. अभी तक हमारी फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज में, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में नेशनल सॉन्ग के बारे में देयर इज नो एक्सप्लिसिटली मेंशन नहीं किया है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, ये याद रख लेना, ठीक है? सो अभी हमें पता है हमारे नेशनल सॉन्ग वंदे मातरम, इट हैव बीन अटेंड 150 years रिसेंटली, राइट? एंड अलोंग विद दैट अभी कुछ दिनों के पहले प्रोटोकॉल्स भी आए थे कि आफ्टर नेशनल, मतलब in the cinema theaters also national song has to be played, okay, rendered, and also किसके बाद करना है, क्या करना है, सब कुछ guidelines वगैरह were given, right? So right now the thing is like if there is national animal, national symbol or national flag, national anthem इनके लिए we will not be having any like that is an offense, but that is not a criminal offense, okay? So majorly insulting them, it is like kind of a major issue, but right now, okay, the national song also have been inculcated in that, okay, so that we will be having, if there is any, okay, अगर वंदे मातरम जब वो प्ले हो रहा है इसको कोई ना कोई रोक टोक कर रहा है, ठीक है, और इसके अलावा कोई इंटरप्शन हो रहा है, और देयर इज एनी इंसल्ट, जब वो नेशनल सॉन्ग चला रहे हैं कोई उठ के बाहर जा रहा है, ये ऐसी चीजें है तो okay, it will be considered insulting वंदे मातरम, the national song, as like insulting that will be considered as the criminal offense, ठीक है? So अगर आप देखेंगे तो okay, the legislation seeks to amend the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971 2026 में हमें उसको amend करके national song को भी इसमें inculcate करने वाले हैं, ठीक है? And apart from that, the statement of objects and reasons of the bill by Union Home Minister Amit Shah said that 1971 Act provides that any act of intentionally preventing the signing of the national anthem, singing of the national anthem, or causing disturbances to any assembly engaged in such singing constitutes a punishable offence. The proposed amendment seeks to extend similar protection to Vande Mataram, which is national song. ठीक है. So हमारी fundamental duties में article 51A is also talking about this. हमारी duty है उनको protect करने का, इनको honor को we have to secure it. ठीक है. So these are the things that we have see here. So first thing you have to keep that in mind is like prevention of insults to national honor act 1971. ठीक है. और इसके अलावा वंदे मातरम का भी थोड़ा बहुत फैक्ट्स आपको पता होना चाहिए. who have written it and कब ये publish हुआ, कहाँ publish हुआ first, okay, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad ने first time in his presidency he have make it sung in the parliament. All these things you have to keep that in mind. ठीक है. So these are the things that you have to see in this article. ठीक है. So in order to prohibit any person from intentionally preventing the singing of the national song or causing disturbances to any assembly engaged in such singing is it is proposed to be amend section 3 of the 1971 Prevention of Insults of National Honor Act, okay, to include national song also within its ambit, so as to make such acts punishable. The bill regulated among Rajya Sabha members. Okay. So these are the things that we have to keep that in mind. The government's move comes amid a year-long celebrations marking the 150th anniversary of Vande Mataram. Earlier, the Union Home Ministry had written to the states directing that the song be played or sung at official functions where the national anthem जनगण मन is rendered. So जहाँ पर national anthem वो चला रहे हैं वहाँ पर ये भी हमारे national song भी होना चाहिए. ठीक है. So clear till now? If there is any doubt, if you have any doubt, please let me know. Otherwise, we will wind up the session. That's it for the day. Please do read the newspaper. ठीक है. Black pitch जो रशिया और इन रशिया का वो मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज था, राइट, सो उसके बारे में भी है, बिकॉज इंडिया इज हैविंग सॉरी नॉट रशिया विद ऑस्ट्रेलिया, राइट, सो उसके बारे में पढ़ लेना. इंडिया एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया के बीच में बहुत अच्छा सा टाइज भी चल रहा है, एंड हमारी मिलिट्री कोऑपरेशन और मैरिटाइम सिक्योरिटी, मैरिटाइम कोऑपरेशन में मलबार एक्सरसाइज एंड ऑल्सो दिस काइंड ऑफ pitch black exercise also is important. Please do read about it. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you Arvind, thank you Dipesh, thank you Shanu, and thank you Shruti for joining the session, and all the very best. Let's meet tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much.